Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever time it is, wherever you are. Thank you for listening to me. Yeah, anyway, I've been doing some thoughts. I've been writing some thoughts down. Last week, I told you about my Sunday's coming conversation, and thank you for the feedback you gave to me on that. And, I've written these little thoughts on how to navigate the COVID-19 induced change. You're going to hear a lot about this, from other people as well. But let me share my thoughts with you. In the last few days, there have been several posts, online posts and conversations about how society is correcting itself during this COVID-19 period. And one of the posts I saw was said to be from Mohammed Hersi, who is a seasoned hotelier and a thought leader in tourism. In that post, the writer cited how the absence of constant politics has given room for innovation, it has given room for supply of things that we didn't think possible, like water, to just be there all through. And even the water cartels have been disrupted. Now, when he talked about cartels being disrupted, for me, that gave me something to think about. You see, cartels thrive in a status quo. In the status quo, they're usually the most defiant to change and anything that threatens their way of life. Cartels are often what we call the establishment in an institution. They're there to say, this is the way we do things here. The word cartel comes from an Italian word cartello, which was, has been translated into a few things, but eventually in the Middle French, it is translated to a letter of defiance. Why is this on my mind? Because I think we have to recognize that our personal lives have cartels too. Those parts of us that are defiant, that will resist change, and will not allow for a new agreement, but rather the old one. COVID-19 has changed the world. That's the truth. The sooner you accept it, the better. You need to have a conversation with the cartels in your life, whether it's your job, your education, your well-planned career path. You have to have these cartels understand that, the status quo won't carry it anymore. A few years ago, I went through a few losses. I've talked about this on my podcast and even here. But I feel like those losses then really uniquely prepared me for this time we're going through right now. I learned a few lessons. I've written down 7 of them to share with you, if you'll allow me. Number 1, you can survive losing everything. You can. It's true. I lost my marriage, my business, my car, my home, my public image, and even my reputation in some places. Guess what? I survived it. Number 2, accepting loss is a necessary skill. In fact, sports people know this. They know that you cannot win every time, and they know that you have to get used to some losing. But you have to learn from it as well, so that even if you lose, next time, you can lose better. Whatever you do, what you don't stop doing is that you don't stop playing. Number 3, things don't get back to normal. This should have been number 1. The operating word here is back. Why would you even want that? You have the opportunity to create a new normal. And you want to go back? That's cartel type of thinking. When I accepted that I was going to have a new reality, when those changes were happening to me, I allowed myself to create new possibilities. Today I can say I would not have had an award-winning podcast if I had tried to get my life back to normal. Number 4, learn from the past, but look ahead. We've all heard the saying, fool me twice, or fool me once, you're the fool. Fool me twice, I'm definitely the fool. You definitely should learn from the good and the bad of your former normal, but don't get stuck there. Keep your focus ahead, lest you turn into a pillar of salt. Number 5, you did it once, you can do it again. Better. What I never lost that time was my skills, was my gifts, and my experiences. I recognized that everything I needed to create again, I already had within me. And I just needed to tap into it. I used that moment in that period to reinvent myself and start something fresh. And that's the truth for you too. Take stock of what you have. Everything you need, you already have. Number 6, introspect and learn. There's nothing more refreshing than learning new things and also learning yourself. I spent the year 2018 going through three learning experiences that helped me grow my mind. The journey into self-awareness was the most life-giving experience, and that is true for me. Number 7, start. Just start. Listen, the world has stopped. The universe has stopped. Literally. This is the best opportunity for you to start that thing that you've always had in your heart. Or better yet, that new idea that is bubbling. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for it to be perfect. Just start. I started my podcast in my bedroom with only a phone, my earphones, and an app. I've never been more grateful for the adversity I went through because it prepared me for this moment we're in right now. Going into depression for me prepared me for the kind of isolation we're going through right now. And losing everything prepared me and adapted me to change. I was told there's no wasted experience. So don't waste this one. Don't be defiant to change. Don't be your own cartel. And listen to my podcast, Living Truthfully. God bless.